Why is it important to use valuable sources to understand the past? It is important to use valuable sources of information to understand the past, since each one of them is created for a specific purpose and were either in direct contact with the event or based on it. For example, primary sources were in direct contact with the event, providing first-hand information about it, while secondary sources are based on those sources and are developed by researchers who seek to amplify the raw perspectives of it. Every source has an objective, either to persuade the reader of accepting a topic or to make known a historical fact. This helps the reader judge and understand bias, exaggerations, omissions, etc. Finally, it is important to check the reliability of a source to be able to trust it, since they can be biased, exaggerated, incorrect, and even completely inaccurate about the information. What are some of their limitations and how can we address them? Primary sources are often limited by personal opinions or objective views, since they are written by a person with a limited perspective. They can easily be addressed by comparing different primary sources to get a much bigger point of view. Secondary sources instead are limited by new information discovered about a certain event becoming outdated and unreliable. The main way to address this is by comparing different interpretations of the event and by checking when and by who the source was written. Not every source is 100% reliable by its own, so that is why it is important to check evidence and use a variety of different sources to make sure they are both correct. What did I learn about my identity and my classmates' identity? I learned that most of them are pretty generic. I also think I am, but each one of us has a different way of being like that. Even if we seem very familiar, each one of us has tiny little details that make us unique in our own ways, allowing us to shine in various ways in our own lives. And how do elements of the past contribute to recognizing your identity? Elements of our past help us contributing by building our personalities. For example, the person who we are friends with, what we watch, what we like, and what we do in our daily life are clear marks of who we used to be. Like I once heard, your old you helps build your new you by setting the basis for a new personality. That's how elements of the past contribute to our identity.